happened because they gave up no points. So go back on the attack. Go back and run the offense you believe will be successful. Find your playmakers and give them the football.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Here's Trubisky. The screen pass here to Cohen. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed, but all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
180, red, here we go. Hey, Alpha. 50, mark 50, mark 50. Hey, let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength. Red, jump.
From midfield now, here's Trubisky. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Gray. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. A big play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point safely through, and that makes the score 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken very short. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And on the first drive, 3 and out. I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes nowhere to escape, and he goes down. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Right over there. Yeah. Mike, 58, right there.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Dobbs into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 36. And his crew will take over with a football at the 35-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Hey, watch it. Hey, check 24. Watch 24. Check. Jim. Hey, 18.
First down, a run with Cohen. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Work. Oh, yeah. Here we go again. Hey, my 7.
On 2nd and 7, Trubisky trying to lay one up deep. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. In for the score as the Bears push further out in front. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
It's a very short kick taken by an up man. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0 off the board. Off the play fake. Here's Dobbs. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
I got you. Pump. You go tight. You got tight. You got tight right there. Go. 58 Mike.
Throwing again. Dobbs under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Leonard Floyd, the old Georgia Bulldog, finding his way into the backfield. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here as they've got it with a 3rd down and long coming up. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Dobbs is throwing. And that will be incomplete. So a couple of first downs on this drive, but it's looking like another empty possession.
And those empty possessions are certainly starting to pile up. So the adjustments that teams talk about all the time have to be taking place. They've got to analyze what's breaking down and figure a way to fix it.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback.
1st and 10. At their own 20-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
Set the tone, defense. Set the tone, defense. Let's go. Hey, 18.
Now Trubisky to throw. Now the hook up here to Allen Robinson. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Check 31. Kill.
Now Trubisky. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they take him down loose. Losing yardage back at the 27.
Brought down back at the 27.
So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a second and long.
Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4.
I'm on. Hey, watch it. Hey, seam 6. Ran, up.
Let's go.
Throwing here, Trubisky. Throw left side complete. That's Gray. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Ran,
Check safety.
Looking to throw again, Trubisky. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure. Geno Atkins got home that time.
That's a pretty darn good start to his season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done.
Go.
Here's Trubisky to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Gray. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 26. And that last reception puts him over 150 yards now on the game, Charles.
And now it's not just execution. It's not just performance. It's a mental aspect that's going on. Because right now, he's got the defense so much on their heels, got them looking at each other. Who's going to cover this guy, and what type of coverage can we put out there to try and slow him down?
Rush in. Check 15. You got motion, man. Get out of here.
They'll run on first down. It's Cohen. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. A gain there of 12 yards and a first down for the Bears.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Break it up. 180.
54 Mike.
You gonna see me in your nightmare, son. You gonna see me in your nightmare. He's coming.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. Defensively, Sam Hubbard, the former Buckeye, there to stop him.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Check. Watch 54. Pick me up. Here we go. Check.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Trubisky. He finds Robinson. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
So 3rd and inches, and this will be the 9th play of the drive.
6 guys. Check 6 guys.
Hey, alert 3. Shit. Watch the shit.
They'll try to run for it with Cohen. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down. 2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his second week of the regular season. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
No, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it,
he rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off with great anticipation. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line.
It's your time, baby. We did our part. Come, 180. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
A first down carry here for Johnson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
we don't talk about it very often, but sometimes there's a dip in intensity when you start the second half, which can manifest itself in some sloppy tackling. And how about right there? He ran right through that weak tackle attempt.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll run with a former Tar Heel, T.J. Logan. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
He's crashing. He's checking crash. Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill. Slam, slam. Wide, get wide.
They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. The Bengals with 2 extra DBs, a nickel look on 3rd.
Blanketing the passing lanes.
Bravo.
Out of the gun, Trubisky. And Robinson with a big catch. And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the 1st half. So even though it's 1st down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, just a 34-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good. So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake, but how about the other side learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Watch the curl. Watch the curl.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. It's a very short kick taken by an up man. And a very good return, but a penalty marker is down. I'm not sure what this is going to be. So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Now it's Mixon running right. And he's got it across midfield and into Bear territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Now Joe Mixon. And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the shotgun, here's Dobbs. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Eddie Jackson picks it, and the possession is theirs at their own 43-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Check 24, check 24.
After the interception, here's Trubisky. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
And those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get a
they?
little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
At the 23-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
4 down, check, check. I got 87, that's speed,
On 2nd down, Montgomery. Montgomery a 1st down and then some. And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown. David Montgomery, his 1st touchdown of the new season as the Bears push further out in front. And this is no good. Boy, that didn't even get there. Not a good effort at all. And our score remains the same. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And 3 interceptions in this game. And I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, oh, you're like, oh, man, I can't throw 4.
No, and what's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Again, it's Mixon. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Nothing in that first half, nothing on the last drive, but they're moving now with a 1st and 10. A running play on first down, and it turns into a fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. It was the linebacker Leonard Floyd on the stop.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Back to throw Dobbs. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Airing one out for Boyd. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by DJ Reed. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Well, I tell you, Brandon, this ball's intercepted, but it is 3rd down. So the silver lining is that since this is so far down the field and there wasn't a big run back associated with it, really this kind of works like a punt. It's not an altogether bad result.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Now Trubisky on first down. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A Chicago first down there on a gain of 11. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this one. He's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him? Double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. On 1st and 10, it's Trubisky. This one into the hands of Burton. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Let's go heavy. Let's go heavy. Let me what you got.
Now it's Trubisky. Throw left side complete. That's Hall. A gain there of 30 big ones.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. Now left side on the swing pass.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Brings up 2nd and a yard.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
Check curls, check curls, check curls. Check nickel, nickel, nickel. Watch the safety creep.
Now Trubisky going to give this to Montgomery. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Hey, man up, D. Man up, D. Shift, shift. Watch twist. Watch twist. Mike's 54. Mike's 54. Man, I got you.
On first down, Cohen. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11.
At the 18-yard line.
54 Mike. Get your swarm on. Check, check.
A give to the brother of J.J. This is Derek Watt. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Now, after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Seventh play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on, guys.
On 3rd, here's an option play right. On 3rd down, a run with Cohen. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Tariq Cohen, his first touchdown here of the new campaign, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point just does sneak over the bar, and the lead will swell by one more. The kickoff team on the field now.